As we continue to get more information, again, there are police presences all over. There are community members out here.
The community wants answers. Mainly, how did the suspect end up in the back of a police unit, still armed?
This empty lot directly across from Roseshaw Elementary School has neighbors worried. Nina me encuentró aquí en el banco de alimentos de la zona costera, donde llegó una gran donación.
We spoke with some people here today who have been retiring flags. As we see, people are coming in and out. Thank you so much. After riding along with voters, many say issues like water and transparency from leaders are important to them.
We start with news out of Port Aransas as 5 people have been sent to the hospital.
We start tonight with national news as a peace deal is in the works. Listen, I'm a little torn about this one because I grew up a Knicks fan, but since I'm in Texas now, the San Antonio Spurs are going to the NBA Finals.
If you're anything like me and you care about your hair, ladies, this is something that we want to make sure that we pay attention to.
How do you feel knowing that you are being rehabilitated?
That's right. If you thought Mardi Gras was just in New Orleans, you are sadly mistaken. That is Baker Bronx Band.
For months, viewers have been reaching out to me about mold. And some of you say you feel helpless. Some of you tell me that you're elderly, you have children. Some of you are pregnant. And honestly, every single last one of you have the same question. Who can help me? Now, I promised you I would not stop asking questions, and this time, I'm not just knocking on leasing office doors. I'm Jeydah Jenkins, and I'm speaking directly to State Representative Denise Villalobos to see whether or not she believes Texas law should change. For months, I've been reporting on mold across the coastal bend.
Bad, real bad. It's ugly. I'm just scared that I'm not going to wake up.
They make me feel like they think I ain't nobody, you know.
And as more of you reached out, I had a big question. If Texas updated its mold laws, why are renters still calling me? Last September, Governor Greg Abbott signed Senate Bill 1255 into law. It changed how Texas regulates mold professionals, including removing mycotoxins, which are toxins that can be produced by certain types of mold, from the state's legal definition of mold. But it didn't create new protections for renters, which brought me face to face with Texas State Representative Denise Villalobos. What protections are put in place for renters when it comes to mold? While Senate Bill 1255 didn't create new protection for renters, Villalobos says there's an opportunity to change that.
But I do think there is probably a large opportunity next legislative session to do some type of renters' rights bill.
She tells me she knows this issue personally, and while attending college here at Texas A&M Kingsville, she says mold forced her out of her own apartment.
I had my own personal experience with that when I was in college. We didn't even know it was happening to us. We didn't know that our apartment was filling with mold and there was toxins in the air. We were getting sick every single weekend. It wasn't until we did a ton of kicking and screaming and they saw it for themselves that they finally moved our apartment, but we chose to leave the complex entirely.
And here, along the Gulf Coast, she says this climate makes the issue even more common.
Given the humidity and moisture in our area, high propensity environment to create that mold, and so there does need to be some type of protections and guardrails.
So I took her inside your homes, showing her what some of you are living with every day.
I don't feel good. I feel sick. I can't breathe.
Showing her the videos, the inspection reports, and leaving her with copies of the stories so many of you trusted me with.
This is horrible.
When you pay your rent, you are paying for not only a space to live, but you're assuming it's going to be a clean environment. And people living in those types of conditions is not okay, and it directly impacts your health, especially those that are economically disadvantaged, where you're left out of options.
Then I asked her about the families who tell me they can't just get up and move. The grandmother, the single mother, the people who simply don't have that option.
And I can only imagine what a single mom with multiple children is living through right now in our community that's dealing with this situation, because it would hurt her not only her credit score, but impact her financially.
So I had to ask her straight up, do you think landlords should be held to a higher standard when it's impacting someone's health like that?
Looking at that, I would say yes.
I also asked her about that grandmother and the single mother who may be watching right now. What help is out there?
If they reach out to our office, my office, we can find them resources.
But long-term change would have to happen at the Capitol. So I asked what it would take to turn your stories into new Texas laws.
The key part is showing what you just did, to show and prove there is a problem, and then getting everybody on the same page on what the solution is.
Absolutely.
That's how you pass a bill in Austin.
Do you think that's realistic?
Yes. If you can appeal to enough of the legislators, I believe we'll be able to get something done.
You brought your stories to me, and I brought your stories to a Texas state lawmaker. And I plan on being in the room in January when they vote on new bills. And State Representative Villalobos says she wants me to give her the names of every single last one of you who's contacted me about mold. In Corpus Christi, I'm Jeydah Jenkins for Chris 6 News. Juneteenth marks June 19th, 1865, the day enslaved people in Galveston, Texas learned they were free 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation declared slavery illegal. I'm Jeydah Jenkins on the North Side with the owner of a juke joint, using this holiday to celebrate through community, art, and music.
Black art covers the walls, and a Black American flag sits front and center as Lillian Beasley gets her juke joint ready for a weekend of Juneteenth celebrations. I helped her set up.
So when you see this Black American flag, what goes through your mind?
I think of my ancestors.
That history is what she hopes people remember this weekend. Lillian became my partner for a quick game of dominoes. And between the laughter...
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go, girl.
And history lessons, she says.
I want everybody to remember the Juneteenth weekend as a togetherness.
And Richard James agrees.
One of the only times we really come together is on Juneteenth.
You can see that togetherness throughout the room. From the domino tables to the pool tables, and in the artwork celebrating Black American history and culture. Some of the pieces pay tribute to the blues, a music genre created by Black Americans that went on to influence generations of music.
What's something that you want everyone to know about Juneteenth?
The heritage really still is coming from down here, even though Galveston was where they went into.
For Lillian, keeping that heritage alive is necessary.
I am the only female Black-owned bar owner in Corpus.
So this Juneteenth weekend, she's opening her doors, hoping people leave with a deeper understanding of the history that continues to shape America today.
Lillian says the holiday is about more than just a day off of work. And as America reaches its 250th anniversary, she tells me it's not just Black history, but American history. On the North Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jeydah Jenkins, Chris 6 News. The skies may look clear right now, but some West Side neighbors say they know exactly what will happen to their neighborhood when the rain comes down. I'm Jeydah Jenkins on the West Side, talking to homeowners who say their street quickly floods when it comes to rain, causing an issue for students and people who live nearby. Take a look at this. Neighbors walking through knee-deep water right here on Bluebonnet Drive on Corpus Christi's West Side. These photos were sent to Chris 6 by viewer Mel Hernandez, who says this happens every time heavy rain moves through. She says she's called 311 several times about the drainage problems, and she even started a petition asking the city for a solution. So I went to Bluebonnet Drive to see the problem for myself, and neighbors tell me this isn't a new issue.
We've called the city many times.
Catherine Trevino has lived on this street for 26 years, and she says there are only 2 drains on this entire block. And when heavy rain hits, the water has nowhere to go.
About to have to come outside to try to rescue a little chihuahua I saw swimming down the street.
And with Driscoll Middle School nearby, Catherine says she's also worried about the kids in the waters.
There's been kids like right up in front of my dining room window on canoes. You know, I'm sure they're having fun, but we're not quite having that much fun.
And with neighbors nervous about upcoming rain, I went straight to the experts.
Hey, Chris, I'm sorry to bother you, but the West Side is really freaking out about this rain that's coming. Can you help break that down for them?
Yeah, sure. Let's take it outside. I'll help you guys break it down. Let's go. Recently, we've had quite a few scattered showers and storms here in the coastal band, and when it rains here, it pours. And in just a short amount of time, we can get puddling just like this. And some neighborhoods like the West Side can't deal with a lot of water in just a short amount of time.
And Catherine says every time she sees Chris 6 News report on weather,
Really do get worried because, like I said, this area floods.
And with more rain expected to come in, neighbors say they'll be watching closely to see if their street floods again. And Chris 6 News actually tagged the city of Corpus Christi on Facebook about a month ago about the concerns of Bluebonnet Drive, but we haven't heard back yet. On the West Side, I'm Jeydah Jenkins, Chris 6 News. It's Jeydah Jenkins in Robstown, and I spoke with neighbors who live on this flooded street who say their street gets flooded every single time it rains. I'm here looking for answers.
I got a call from a viewer about this flooded street on Louisa and Kansas in Robstown. Neighbors who didn't want to talk on camera told me it's been an issue for decades. And with the canal just 2 blocks away, they're worried it could break or overflow when more rain moves through.
How do you feel knowing that we're supposed to get more rain tonight?
Worried, worried and concerned.
Residents tell me they've been contacting the city for help for decades. So I called Steve Ray with Nueces County Drainage District number 2.
It's been an issue. Can you kind of explain to me why it continues to be an issue year after year?
I'm not for sure why it continues to be one.
He tells me there are plans to fix these issues. But just a few minutes away.
Where does the flooding usually happen?
Oh, right there. Where's that right there?
I saw this lawn almost completely underwater. The owner, Rudy Davilla, even told me to be careful driving out his exit because I could get stuck.
Sink.
I'll sink?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And says he hasn't seen flooding like this in years.
Neighbors throughout Robstown, and specifically on the street, tell me they're really nervous about the upcoming rain coming. And with it being hurricane season, they don't know what their streets are going to look like. I'll make sure I continue to keep you updated. In Robstown, I'm Jeydah Jenkins with Chris 6 News. Valentine's Day is usually all about love, unless you end up here. At After Hours Auto Glass on the West Side, heartbreak can lead to rocks, bricks, and shattered windows. I'm your West Side Neighborhood News reporter, Jeydah Jenkins, talking to the owner who took the rocks thrown at windshields and turned it into a mini heartbreak museum.
Valentine's Day is a moneymaker where a lot of guys do a lot of wrong and bricks come through windows.
At After Hours Auto Glass on Baldwin, heartbreak doesn't just hurt, it leaves evidence.
Some of these are heavy.
Yeah, like that one right there, that's the one that broke all the windows. This one here.
His collection is filled with rocks, bricks, and even a donkey statue.
He had nothing to do with it, but he got involved.
Mark has run this shop for 20 years and says he remembers the story behind almost every throw. But this one really stood out to me.
I saw a Bible verse and I looked at him, I was like, what's going on? He goes, she wrote that on there before she threw it to the back window.
He says one customer even kept coming back.
Whatever he did was pretty bad.
Because he came in for a busted window 9 times.
I mean, did you give him a discount?
After a while, we became buddies.
Mark says love lessons can get expensive. He says he sees this all the time.
People don't realize in the glass business that we see this.
With some repairs costing up to $3,000 if every window is shattered.
Don't cheat. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg to fix these windows.
Mark says he's been with his wife since the 7th grade, and now all 7 of their children work at the family business.
To tell you the truth, a lot of these people that do it, they get back together.
What do you think that says about love in Corpus Christi?
It's that toxic love. You know how that goes.
I don't know how that goes. No, I don't. And only in Corpus Christi will you get a reminder this Valentine's Day that sometimes while love may hurt, replacing your windshield may hurt your pockets even more. On the West Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jeydah Jenkins, Chris 6 News.